Hometown Family Radio, on with us a very special guest over the phone. Of course, comedy night tomorrow night at the Oregon Trail Lounge with Costaki Economopoulus. Doors open up at 5, show starts at 8. Tickets are only $5. And of course, we got to thank Costaki for making his way back to Western Nebraska, his first of 3 shows. Costaki, how are you?
I'm good, man. Last year there was like sideways rain. It was insane, and the place was packed. I couldn't believe it. So I am happy to come back to a place with hardy folk, undaunted by weather.
And today, 103 degrees. Tomorrow, some of the same. It's definitely been warm. So as long as there's no sideways rain or hail, I think we're going to be all right.
Did you say doors open at 5?
Yeah.
We need to have them drinking for 3 hours before we even start? Is that what you're suggesting?
I think they actually postponed the doors opening. They usually open at 4, but...
That's a little crowd control choice. Keep them from being too out of hand.
Yes, a little bit, because, of course, we want them to be able to maybe say your name as they're leaving. Go, hey, I love that Economopoulus guy.
We're going to stop selling beer in the 7th inning just to keep the chaos from raining down on us. That's hilarious.
How many times have you had like the opening person introduce you wrong? Like,
lots. Hundreds. Yeah, well, it's a crazy name. I get it. I hung in there with it.
What would you say is your favorite?
Oh, my favorite of all time was easily Jacksonville, Florida. It's about a 350-pound Southern black woman. She came out. She went, "Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Economopoulus." It was like, wow. She was actually really fun because every night she did it in a different way. She would just start saying syllables and just Stavra Papanakis. She didn't care. So it was kind of funny, actually.
She's like, "Oh, this skinny white kid's going to be out of here anyways."
Yeah, well, I used to be a skinny white kid who was introducing people, and I would occasionally get things wrong, but I would make it awkward, It'd be like, "Steve Magoo, here he is, everybody," and that was kind of weird, When she screwed up my name, it didn't matter. You could tell it was the beginning of the show,
Yep.
So it was fun. It was, you know what? It's a pleasure that sometimes I'll get to a club and whoever works the phones is like, "I hate you," Okay, thanks for the nice welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I'm glad
people
I could
remember you, and they may not be able to say it, but they go, "Oh yeah, the Papadopoulos guy. He's funny." That's enough. That's all you need for branding. That's fine.
And of course, you're going to be really close to Danny Woodhead territory. We're about an hour away from where he played some of his college ball. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I know you got some Danny Woodhead material as well, which is awesome.
I'll have to dig it up. Dig out my Danny Woodhead comedy. Dust
it off for the local folk around here.
How do you not root for that guy? What a scrappy kind of winter kid that is.
Right?
That's a great story.
The guy's got a little cape, and the guy works hard, and now he's got himself on a team in which Super Bowl.
Good for him, man.
Super Bowl. So.
I mean, he's sort of he's the other end of the spectrum. I mean, some of these guys have all the tools and cannot keep out of trouble. You know what I mean? And he has none of the tools and has just worked his way and been focused. And it's a great story. It's really nice.
It's definitely exciting.
On the other end of the spectrum, you got guys like Ocho Cinco, who said this week that he warned Goodell that he's going to cause a lot of trouble this year. I can only assume he's referring to touchdown celebrations, and if that's the case, I expect Goodell to wince twice.
Yeah. Who's the crazy guy in the Miami organization that goes, "Hey, let's bring Ocho Cinco down to Miami and let's just party. Oh, and let's have him play some football, too." I
know. It's hard to not assume that part of the motivation that Chad had was to go where Hard Knocks is,
Yeah.
It's like, there's a TV camera. Yeah, I'll fly with that team.
FaceTime. That's all he wants is FaceTime.
I know. I don't blame the guy. That's what he's good at, and he's on his way out, and he's going to have a career doing some kind of FaceTime something,
Yes.
So that's fine. That's fine.
And then,
I can't wait for football to come back, man. It's been... it's my passion. It's my one sort of guilty pleasure, and that's what I talk about on the radio all the time. So in the off season, we do a little bit of football catch up, and I'm going to do a segment about Greece. I just got back from Greece next week on the radio. I'm going to do the segment.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to run those jokes in the show tomorrow night and get a few of those and see how they're feeling.
I can't wait to hear some of your football material, especially with Tebow going to New York, Manning in Denver. So some interesting stuff taking place during the offseason this year.
Oh, yeah, of course. I can't believe Tebow came to New York of all places. It's a very different city than what he's used to. Here, 316 is the ratio of city blocks that smell like urine. It's a very different thing. That's about right, about 1 in 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will be a joy to watch that story unfold right here in my backyard. So,
and then
I'm excited about that.
Letterman had an Olympic athlete on who said she was a virgin as well, and Tebow would be like her go-to person. Just
wow,
Olympic athletes.
I can only assume that exchange would be about 3 seconds long.
Yes. Hey, how are you?
A grown man who's remained a virgin for all this time. Boy, that's going to be quick. Don't count on the first time being great for anybody.
No, it never is. It never is.
That's true, actually. It never is. That's really funny. I have a new girlfriend, and we were just discussing that like 2 days ago, and we both said, "Does anyone have a good my first time story ever? Has that ever happened? I've never even heard of that."
I think the only thing that comes out of it, well, there's more than one thing, but you don't have to work as hard, which is nice.
I guess the positive spin is it's the joy of learning how it works,
Yes.
And you can only get better from there. It's good to set the bar low in any sort of human exchange.
Yes. Always nice. If you were just tuning in, Costaki Economopoulus is going to be with us tomorrow night at the Oregon Trail Lounge. He hits the stage at 8 o'clock. Tickets are only $5. We'll leave you plenty of money for booze and enjoyment that night. Looking forward to having you out here.
Thanks, man. I'm excited. I love Nebraska. I had a great run there last year, which is exactly why I'm coming back. So I'll see you guys soon.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Cheers, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.